I've been so excited, Meg, since I found out we're going to get to talk to this guy. We're about to talk to the Hoff. Has nothing to do with Baywatch, the Knight Rider. We're talking about the CEO of Mercedes-Benz, U.S. International, the incredible, well-liked. I mean, I ask around, everybody's like, he is such a good guy. Jason Hoff, the CEO of Mercedes, about to join us. We needed an appropriate theme song for this segment.
Oh, Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? My friends all drive Porsches. I must make amends. Worked hard all my lifetime. No help from my friends. So, oh, Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz?
Jason Hoff, good morning. Welcome to 95.3 The Bear. How are you, sir?
I'm great. Thanks a lot for having me on.
It is a pleasure. Right out of the chute, I have to ask you a question. We play a big hit song in country music right now by Maren Morris called 80s Mercedes. Are you familiar with that song?
I'm going to have to admit, I'm afraid I'm not.
I'm almost glad.
We'll be listening to it later today.
Yes. Listen, I'm almost glad you said that because I want you to hear this song. It will become your new favorite. You will be singing it in the shower. It's all about driving an 80s Mercedes, and she's very thrilled to be doing it. And so obviously it's good brand recognition for Mercedes. You'll love it.
I'll definitely be looking it up later.
Maren Morris. All right. So, Mr. Hoff, we're referring to you as the Hoff. Is that okay with you?
You can call me whatever you want this morning. I'm fine with that.
So I reached out to Greg Peoples, who's the general manager of Tuscaloosa Mercedes, and I said, we've got Jason Hoff on the radio show tomorrow. Can you give me a heads up? I was doing some research, what I need to know. He goes, just know that he's an incredible guy and everybody likes him. I thought that was a strong statement.
That's about as good a compliment as I can get. So I'll have to definitely give Greg a call and thank him for that.
Absolutely. He's a good man. 20 years ago, the first vehicle rolled off the lines in Vance, Alabama. I cannot believe it's been 20 years. That's an amazing thing and a day that changed this community and the state forevermore. Thank you for that on behalf of all of us.
Well, needless to say, we're very excited about it. Next week on Valentine's Day of all days, we'll celebrate 20 years of building cars. That was the day our first Job 1 vehicle rolled off the line.
How perfect on Valentine's Day. Do you just by chance know off your head how many vehicles have been built in Vance since day one?
A little more than 2.5 million have rolled off the line.
Wow.
I don't have the exact number, but somewhere around 2.5 million over the 20 years.
That is just incredible. And can you put a figure on how many millions of dollars has been put in and circulated in our economy thanks to the Mercedes plant?
Yeah, that's difficult to calculate totally, but just our investment in our plant here has been over $4.5 billion, and we're right in the middle of another over $1 billion investment building a new body shop for our next generation of SUVs. You look at it, 20 years ago we had about 1 million square feet under roof. Now we've got over 6 million square feet. 1,100 team members back then, 3,600 now, and 2.5 million vehicles later. It's been a great ride for us.
That is absolutely amazing. Why Alabama? When you look back 20 years ago and that decision was made, what was it about Vance, Alabama that gave us the green light on this amazing, amazing venture?
Well, it started with the people. The people here that introduced us to the state, brought us to the state. The fact that we knew we were going to get a great workforce, a workforce that was ready to work, wanting to work. That drove the initial decision process, and everything that came after that was really just icing on the cake. Everything that we've done and we've asked for, we've gotten great support, whether it be from the state or wherever other areas. So we're a big part of the local community, also in Tuscaloosa, and I have to give a shout out to them because without them we wouldn't be where we are today.
Well, you were a game changer for our city, our region, and our state. Were you on that tour committee when you were scouting locations and considering this area? Were you part of that?
I joined about 2 months after they made the decision. So I was living in Germany, and I saw it in September of '93. I was working in a little dealership outside of Stuttgart, and I saw this little blurb on the side of a newspaper that the Mercedes had chosen Alabama. And luckily enough, 2 months later, I got the opportunity to join the project team.
Oh, that's fantastic. So have you gotten into the whole Roll Tide family thing? Are you now an official Alabama fan?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been here now over 20 years. I'm originally from Oregon, but 20 years later, I'm I'm on my couch every Saturday or Saturday evening watching football.
Well, that's fantastic. You're part of the community, so you're no stranger. When you get to craving, since you live there and work there in Germany, great German food around here, where do you go?
For good, well, I'm in Germany a lot, so I get all the good German food that I want when I'm over there.
So when you come back to Alabama, you can go Archibald's Barbecue and be happy, right?
I'd much rather have barbecue when I'm here in Alabama.
I love that.
Trying to search out more German food.
Good job. Here's Meg Summers.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, when you're in Tuscaloosa, have you been to Edelweiss, our little German bakery?
I have been. It's been a while since I've been there, but I have visited it before, and it's a great bakery. And it's kind of funny, how little things have popped up over the 20 years, to support. And there's a big German community, as you all know, in Tuscaloosa. We, have expats and people living here from Germany, and
yes.
They're kind of their own community in a lot of ways.
And we're getting ready in Tuscaloosa. We're having our second annual Volksfest in April, where we actually celebrate German culture and all the awesome things that you guys have brought to Tuscaloosa as part of the plant.
That's a big deal. Yeah,
we sponsored it last year, and I enjoyed tapping the first keg last year.
Yeah.
Now, I know there's some perks from being the CEO of Mercedes, but I think tapping the first keg may be at the top of the list, right?
It's a pretty good perk.
Pretty good perk for sure. It really is. I love the fact that you employ so many Alabamians and local people, too. At one point, I'd read like it's almost 90%. Is that true?
Oh, yeah. Our team members come almost all from the state of Alabama. Especially over the last few years as we've ramped up our production and our volume. If you look at, let's say, our specialists and engineers, we have a great relationship with the university, and we're getting more and more of our new hires through the University of Alabama. So, easily, 80-90% of our team members here are local Alabamians that were born here. And
love that.
Quite honestly, most of the ones that do move here from out of state end up staying here anyway.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's right. You never want to leave once you experience this place. We're talking with the Hoff, our new friend, Jason Hoff, the CEO, Mercedes U.S. and International. I read a quote that I liked when I was reading about the Mercedes plant last night from an employee. I thought this spoke volumes. Said, "This job has changed me as a person. It's given me a chance to become a leader." I thought that was really strong. And then somebody else said, "This has become a family tradition with daddies and mamas working at Mercedes, and then the kids go to work at Mercedes." That's great.
Yeah, we actually, some of the advertising, some videos that we're going to run celebrating the 20 years actually celebrate some of the team members and now, second generations of team members that are working here. And that's really exciting for us to see it in some areas become, more of a family type thing. And that's obviously something that we really strive for.
I think that you guys do a phenomenal job. I have lots of friends that work for Mercedes, and one thing I always have to speak to is how well you take care of your employees. Things on site, from healthcare to daycare, and just what is it to you as a company philosophy, taking care of these people that work for you? Can you speak about that?
Well, building cars is all about people. You don't build cars just with robots. There's some areas of the plant that are, more heavily laden with robots, but actually building cars is a people business. And so if you don't take care of your people, then you're going to have a challenge, in your day-to-day doings. And so that's always been at the forefront of what we want to do here. And
this weekend, the Mercedes Marathon. Are you going to be running in the marathon, Hoff?
I will be running the half marathon. The last couple of years, I've run the half marathon. The marathon, that's a little too much training for me.
What kind of time did you have in the half marathon?
I'll be happy if I'm under 2 hours. The last couple of years, I've been between 1:50 and 2 hours. If I can get in that range again this year, I'll be more than happy.
I'm impressed that you're in it. I think that's fantastic, man. You haven't been eating too much German food or barbecue.
Well, I run enough to make sure that I can eat that German food.
What do you want to do when you just want to unwind, release, get away from it all, not even think about automobiles? What's your release?
I spend a lot of time with my family and kids, my wife and kids, my family, because I do travel a fair amount to Germany. And so when I am home, I want to spend the time with them. And I have an old Mercedes that I recently bought.
You do?
So an old G-Wagon, actually. It's an SUV.
Awesome.
So I spend time piddling with that also.
I had a G-Wagon several years ago, and it's one of the coolest vehicles I've ever been blessed to own. And it's a head turner. People stop you at the traffic light and want to know what it is. What a remarkable vehicle that is.
Yeah, it's a fun vehicle. I have an older one that's actually a two-door convertible, and it's a lot of fun to work on.
How old are your kids?
11 and 12.
Now, when they turn 16, will they be like, oh, Daddy, where's the key to the Mercedes? I mean, if my dad was the CEO, I'd be like, Daddy, where's the key to the Mercedes? How will that work?
That's a good question, and that's a question actually my wife and I are grappling with on a regular basis because they don't know too many other cars other than that. So we've got some work to do there.
I love that. Thank you for all that you bring to Tuscaloosa, West Alabama, and the state of Alabama. We appreciate Mercedes so very much, and it's been a pleasure talking to you this morning.
Thank you very much for having me on. It was a lot of fun.
If anybody asks, your new favorite morning show, 95.3 The Bear, okay?
I got it. Definitely be sharing that with everyone.
Come and see us.
All right. Take care.